Good morning, everybody. It is tea time with Tamara, and I am super stoked because I actually did get a question for this week's episode. So, a question that I received from Dawn, thank you, Dawn, was pretty broad. It was the question of how do I get what I want? And I really, really love this question because it almost has like a 4-pillar thing in my mind, right? We get what we want by knowing why we're going after it. So what is the driving force? What inspires you to get up every day to do it? Why are you thinking about it before you go to bed? When you wake up in the morning, what's your why? Right? You have to really connect to why you want something in order for it to be successful. Because you've got to have that passion and that drive and that motivation that comes from deep, deep within and pulls you to do it every single day. And your why and connecting to that why will help you do it. Number 2 was persistence. Now, it's really easy, especially when you're an entrepreneur such as myself, that when I start doing something and I don't see a lot of people engaging back or wanting to converse with me, it's a little nerve-wracking. And you think, maybe this isn't the right time, or maybe I'm not doing this correctly, and maybe I'm not, presenting correctly, or my marketing's not good, and blah, 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 blah. But the key is that you persist no matter what it is. So it can be with relationships in your life, and I don't mean like creep stalky way. I mean persisting in the fact that you're doing whatever it takes in order to make them better. You persist with people. Like, have you ever heard that if you really want a job, that you would message them over and over, weekly, every few days, until finally they're like, yes, fine, come in, right? Because you persisted enough to show that you wanted something bad enough. It's like my YouTube videos. If you go scrolling back to where these began without the webcam, which is only a couple weeks old, it's the persistence that I want to be able to help the world. I want to be able to help everybody that watches these videos. It's my persistence that keeps me going. The number 3 is consistency. Nothing gets anywhere that you want it to go if you are not consistently doing something to get you there. So I did Marie Forleo's B School, which I highly suggest to everybody. And one of the things that they said is, people have to, and you have to, it's not just people, you have to believe yourself, right? Like, you have to be committed in order to be consistent. So whether it's getting over, a life event, if you need to lose weight, if you want to get healthy, which, guys, healthy is different for every single human being in this world. So never try to attain somebody else's healthy. Be your healthy. So you have healthy, whether it's work, if you are not consistently and actively doing the same things in order to help you get there, you're not going to be able to do it. If you do something for a week and then don't do it, and do it for 3 and then don't do it for 3 and then on for 2, off for 1, it will never get you to where you need to go. Consistency is key to getting exactly what you want. And the last one, number 4, is really the hardest. And it's because I'm going to tie 2 things in here. I'm going to talk about getting outside of your box or your comfort zone and the fear that brings in. So kind of like pushing against, what your perceived, because it's not really there, your perceived boxes, and what kind of fear that brings up. So as most of you guys know who have read my newsletter that I just put out yesterday, I talk about being a homebody. And I got some messaging and some feedback that said, hey, Tamara, I didn't know you were a homebody. I actually suffer from anxiety pretty good, like a pretty hefty anxiety. And with that anxiety, sometimes I shake. Like, I just uncontrollably shake. If I have to confront somebody or I'm upset, I will just shake for no reason. I have a motto: if it's snowing, I'm not going. I don't get behind the wheel of my car. And I do so to make all the other drivers safe, because I have anxiety when I drive sometimes. I have anxiety when I was teaching fitness classes before I do anything, Like get up in front. I love being on stage. Like I love it. Like Brittany, give me a mic. But I have to be very close to the toiletries before going on because my stomach is so anxious and it causes me such distress, but I love it. Right? So that getting outside that comfort zone and what that fear causes for me is anxiety, but it's whether or not you live in that moment, in that fear, right? Like if you let it take over each and every single moment of your day and your week and your life, or if you push through and you make sure that you are aware of it, I invited it to every fitness class that I taught, knowing full well that I would just have to go to the bathroom before I'd get up to teach. And it didn't matter if there was one person in my class or 12 people or 50. The response system with me is always the same. So I know that about it, but I'm not going to stop because of fear. Right? I said to my husband yesterday that I've been going for these walks on this cleanse, which has been honestly reconnecting me to self immensely. And, realizing that I am still holding back in my life and where I want to go, and to be willing to open. It's about servicing others. And in order for me to service others, to again get outside my comfort level even more and connect and communicate with people who I think this venture, this lifestyle will be an incredibly profitable and beneficial for their health or their financial freedom. So everything that we do to get us to where we want to go involves one of these 4 pillars. All right. So that, my dear friend Dawn, is what Tea with Tamara has to say about getting what you want. And again, guys, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them at any time. So please, please, please message me at tamara@theenchantedfairy.ca, or find me on Facebook, The Enchanted Fairy, on Snapchat, Enchanted Fairy Tamara, and on Twitter and Instagram as Tamara Brower Arnold. Because again, I am here for you guys. It is what I am meant to do. It's who I am meant to be. So please ask me any questions that you might have at any time. Mwah! Have a magical Tuesday, everybody.